Hello, quilters. It is Monday. I'm normally here on a Tuesday, but it's Monday, and I'm coming to you early uh, because tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I've got plans. I'm guessing you have plans. You may have plans. So, hello on a Monday. Um, Crazy. It is a busy time of year for everyone, and hopefully, it's a good busy. Most of my busy is over. I spent we had our family Christmas on Saturday with the grandkids, and they spent all day sneezing in my eyeballs. So far, I'm not unwell, but there may be a cold coming. We'll see. I still feel fine, but a lot of hand washing. If you have grandkids, you know it. You get sick, and it's worth it. So there you go. What else is new? It is cold. It is cold, cold, like 1 degree Fahrenheit. For those in Celsius land, that's maybe 8 below, 10 below. Um, it's cold. And yeah, so it's cold. I've got heat on right here, which is lovely because it was freezing last night. The furnace automatically turns itself down at certain times of day. And I was quilting late last night and I was dying of cold. So hopefully I'll be back on a more normal schedule. I had 2 quilts to finish for Christmas-ish, and they weren't gifts. Well, one was a gift I was asked for. Someone asked me for a Christmas quilt, so I finished that and delivered it yesterday, in time for her granddaughter to sleep under it last night. And I had, some memory quilts to do for a friend. She had some blocks from her mom and, wanted me to put them together. I finished those in the wee hours of the morning, delivered. All of my Christmas sewing is done, and it's now time to look forward to 2025, which sounds crazy. I'm still trying to figure out where 2019 went. I don't know. Something happened in 2020 and time just got weird. But I'm done with my Christmas sewing. I'm wondering if you are. Let me know if you are stitching for Christmas still, and let me check the chats. Let's see. Patty, happy Monday. So this is Monday. It's good to see you on a Monday. Sandal, happy Merry Christmas Eve. Exactly. So I'm now putting my studio to rights and I will be stitching shortly. I do have some company on Christmas Eve. I'll be doing a little cooking tonight, this afternoon, marinating some meat and making lemon bars. We've got sauerbraten and lemon bars on tap for Christmas Eve. We don't really have a lot of Christmas Eve tradition type stuff going on. So I just kind of picked whatever's favorite of the people who are showing up. And my daughter and her wife are coming, so that'll be lovely. Let's see. Okay, so I have a list of things that it's all been last minute again because I've just been running around finishing stuff up. I just put out a blog post and about the gift quilt, the Christmas quilt I did, and that was using stencils. You can go over to As the Bobbin Turns, which is debbybrownquilts.com, online classes, hit As the Bobbin Turns, which is where I put my subscriber only videos, and you can join monthly or annually. Really, really, a phone call? I don't answer this phone unless it says it's from my mom. Call from Watermelon Wild, which is not my mom. Let me see if I can reach and turn this off. Call from. There you go. That's like the bat phone. It's my mom phone. And unless it says it's from her, I don't answer because everyone else calls me on my mobile phone. But I'm not going to ask mom to learn a new phone number at 85 years old. So I have a phone just for mom. So I have been working on a newsletter, which will be coming out to you shortly, as in later tonight. But you can already head over to As the Bobbin Turns. There's a new video in there for you. That you can watch of how I quilted that Christmas quilt. Now, the Christmas quilt was super fun to make. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. Let me find it here. Again, I was just running in this one. Okay, open. And then I'll share it with you. Share screen, window, that picture. Okay. So this is the offset block from the Christmas quilt. and it's an 8-inch square offset with a color block. And if you've made color blocks, you know how quick it is to make a quilt once the color blocks are pieced. So this was simply an offset. It was one color block, one piece of red fabric, one color block, one piece of red fabric, make it as big as I needed it. So I think this was 64 by 80. And I took one of my ABC stencils, which are meant to be quilted in a line, and I quilted it in a block. And I love how it turned out. Super duper happy with that. So you can read that on my blog, which you can find through debbybrownquilts.com. And you can also watch the video of how I quilted the whole quilt in As the Bobbin Turns. So let me stop sharing that. See what you're doing over here. Let's see. So Lynn, good morning in Australia. I'm glad to see you here. Happy Christmas Eve. Uh, and Patty finished her Christmas sewing yesterday. I tried to, but it was at 2:38 a.m. today, but close to yesterday, but not quite. Good for us. What are you doing to celebrate that your Christmas sewing is done? I am going to start more sewing is what I'm going to do. I have more of these blocks to make. So I have 9 of these and I have 25 to make. I need more fabric. This is from a Primitive Gatherings subscription box, but I only got box 5. So I missed boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm trying to come up with other solid fabrics to make this quilt. Let's see. Sandal lemon bars, so yummy. Yes, my daughter-in-law. I knew she would love those. She's kind of a big lemon person. So as I suggested, sauerbraten and lemon bars, the answer was a big yes. Let's see what's here. Hello, Gina. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you. Again, my Christmas feels over because I've already seen my grandkids. They spend Christmas with the other side of the family. So we did that on Saturday. But New Year is one of my favorite holidays. I mean, I love Christmas. I'm a Christian. It's very huge in my life, religious symbolism. But as far as the, the religious impact, but as far as the trappings of Christmas, that's kind of over for me. Other than just a quick, a small get together with my daughter and her wife. So, New Year's though, I can spend a month on New Year's and I will. So, favorite holiday. It's just fabulous. You're going to be organizing your charity sewing. Okay. I am starting charity sewing because that's what I'm doing all of next year. Doing baby quilts and color blocks, baby quilts and charity quilts. And I'm doing a walking foot class, which will be practiced on charity quilts, all sorts of stuff like that. So next year I kind of want to put something together like quilting warms you twice, just like chopping wood, once when you chop it and once when you burn it. And quilting warms you twice. Once while you're quilting it, it warms our hearts. And when we give it away, it warms our hearts. So yeah, I'll be piecing some charity quilt this afternoon. That'll be kind of my reward. Um, Let's see. Oh, and Terry Lucas in the house. Hello, fabulous Terry Lucas in Texas, where you do not have a white Christmas, but I do. Let's see. Merry New Year to you as well. I think you might be cooking. I'll be cooking later today. So those are the basics. What else is here? So I finished my last gift. I finished a memory quilt. It is cold, 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 cold. We're up to 20 today. It's like a heat wave. And that's maybe like -5 or whatever for my Celsius friends. Things I'm looking forward to. Oh, also charity quilting in the new year. I have a mystery quilt along coming on Saturday, January 4th at from 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the afternoon, New York time. But that can be a charity quilt as well. It's under 60 inches square, can be quilted up nice and easily, which I'm going to show you how to do. So I have a mystery quilt, which then goes into 21 days from quilt top to quilted. And I've got color blocks and I've got walking foot. Yeah, I have tons of lovely things going. And I can't wait to get started on them all, but I still have a bunch of little details I have to get done. Let's see. Patty, happy to use the color blocks for baby quilts. You made 10 color blocks this week. Exciting. I have a huge box of scraps that will need to be cut again. And maybe I'll get that done at my sister's because I have a big, my sister's going away and I will be house sitting and dog sitting and visiting with mom who lives near my sister while my sister is gone. And maybe I will just be trimming. Let's see. Terry still needs to finish decorating her tree. I did not put a tree up, but I hang Christmas ornaments in my windows all year long because birds. So it's always Christmas. And I have a lot of windows, so I get to see my Christmas ornaments all the time. Terry, it'll be away that weekend. Join the color blocks. I'm sorry, the blanket fort quilt. Although you've already been invited. Terry was one of my testers whenever I wrote the pattern. But join the class. The pattern's yours. You'll get to keep it. Let's see. Susan, a new puppy in the house, and you are not getting a lot of sewing done. No. You are not. You are not. And I would love a puppy. I would love a dog. I would love a cat. I would love a llama, a pig, a miniature Highland cow, all the things. But last week, my sister's dog was sick and my daughter's cat was sick. And as they were both running to the doctors, I'm like, I don't want another pet because I run to the doctor enough for me. And I don't want to deal, I just don't have the energy to take care of me and an animal. So I'm very pro animal. I will come and play with yours. You can bring yours to me and I'll play with them. But I'm not at a stage in life where I can take care of another being, just me. So good plan. Thank you, Terry. But yeah, very pro animal. I need all the animals. Give me the animals. And let's see, what else did I have going on? Waiting to get sick, hoping not to. Grandkids, sewing, Christmas. But I'm going to be home between Christmas and New Year's, and there's content going to be coming out. I will be here again next Monday because next Tuesday is New Year's Eve, I believe. I think. So I am going to go live on Monday, and then Tuesday at 6:00, which is New Year's Eve, I'm going to put out January's color block in case anyone wants to sew in the new year with me. So that's what I have to do this week is put together January's color block baby quilt and get that going. So there's a lot to look forward to. Cindy, hello. It is good to see you. Glad you're here. I look forward to seeing you in January. Terry, you want a dog and you don't want a dog. Exactly. I need babysitting my sister's dog helps a lot. I have a nephew dog named Oreo. A niece. No, Oreo's a girl. Sorry, I had boy cats. Oreo's a girl. So I get to go sleep with a dog and take a dog for a walk and be a dog owner for a week. And that's stellar. Other things I'm going to be doing this week. Is my next, in addition to next year's color block, I'm going to be quilting this year's color block quilt. This month's color block quilt, which is Trim the Tree. And I'm thinking these are either ornaments or lights. You get to decide. I'm thinking these might be lights on my quilt, and I might quilt them accordingly. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Hi, Sherry. You rescued a dog and she's a joy. I believe that. I want one, but I also know my physical limitations. Last week, I had a couple medical things going on and I'm not walking. I had a procedure done on my back, but it's not healing as I'd like it to. So actually walking is harder than it used to be. So stairs and dogs and walks and cleaning and all of that. I just don't physically have it. Angie, grand dogs. I have grand chickens and grand cats, which are lovely. But one of my grand cats was sick last week. What do we have here? Dog by proxy. I rent a dog. I'm a foster dog mom whenever I go visit my sister. Cindy, you see them as lights too? Yeah, I've had people say, "Oh, lights," and I've had people say, "Oh, ornaments." So it's whatever you want it to be. What else? Oh, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and this is again new. New Year is awesome for me. So I'm clearing out podcasts I don't want to follow anymore, finding ones I do want to follow, just changing everything around. I love New Year's. I love New Year's. But someone said on a podcast this morning, gave their top 10 things of 2024. So I started making a list of my top 10 things for 2024. And I have like 8 nailed down, but I will share that with you next week. But I wonder what your top things are of 2024. Maybe take some time to think about it because, we look forward to what's new, but we don't also look back at what is old and what happened this year and to remember it and commemorate it and celebrate it. So I want to invite you along with me to think of our top 10 things from 2024. And if you're like me from 2023, my top thing in 2023 was I lived. That was it. That's all I had. 2023 was a pretty rough year in the Brown family. I was laid up for months. I had a sick mother-in-law for months. My son had a brain tumor. There was a lot going on. So the best thing about 2023 was that it ended. So if that's all that you have for 2024, if you're having that year, it ended. And let's celebrate that it's going to end. I did stay up to the end of 2023 to make sure that the year actually left and didn't try to sneak back in on me. 2024 has not been perfect. I thought my health was getting better and I entered 2024 in heart failure. So I've had to deal with that. But it's been good. It did not turn into the complete poop show of a year that 2023 was. Let's see, Terry. Terry says you have a podcast for quilters with some good friends. Do you have the name of that podcast or how we might be able to find it or a link, Terry? Possibly, just maybe. Oop. Might I be on that podcast? So you can post a link and people can start the year with a new quilting podcast. So I encourage you to look back and see what was good in 2024. Again, it could be that the year will end. And do I have anything else going on? I'm sure I do. I'm sure there's a lot. But I will continue to work on the rest of the day in between my newsletter and some cooking and some laundry and other things that I have going on. I will be working on your newsletter and I will be working on some more sewing and sharing some pictures. So the homework I have for you for next week is the top 10 things. And what I'm trying to think of is what's the one quilt I'm working on? Because I tend to do 11,000 quilts at a time. And I'm trying to say, I'm doing this one quilt and I'm finishing it. And then I'm doing this one quilt and I'm finishing it. I'm really bad at it, but I'm trying. So can you think of one quilt you're going to work on until you're done with it? And maybe we can work on that. Let's see. Terry, the Quilt podcast is called Quilters Rule the World, and it's on YouTube. So you can just type that into the search bar in YouTube.
Call from Ellen Belen. Why?
Not my mother. So you can check that out on YouTube. Cindy, you're definitely glad that 2024 is ending. I do sympathize, and that may be, and if that's what you have for the best of 2024, don't feel pressure to look back and have all of this. Oh no, it was okay anyway. If it really wasn't, because people are like, look on the bright side. There weren't a lot of bright sides in some years and in some things. So don't feel that. What do they call that? Toxic positivity. That oh no, it'll all be fine. Sometimes they aren't. But let's embrace the new, and hopefully the worst of 2024 is going to stay back in 2024 and not hang over into 2025. Man, that last phone call threw me off. I had one more thing to tell you. Cindy, exactly. Yep, I do get it. I do. So while I tend to be a glass half full person, I had a glass was empty year, and it's fresh, and I remember, and I understand. But we're going to make some good memories in the new year as well. Do I have anything else before the phone rings again and throws me off my game, and before I drop my list on the floor like it is? Anyway, that's what I have going on. I'll stop babbling. I will let you get on with your um, quilt organizing and your festivities and trimming the tree and cooking and whatever it is you have going on what is promising to be quite a busy week. I will continue on as well and be in touch with you. Um, Terry, I'm in your top 10. Hmm. For those who don't know, Terry and I are in person BFFs. And she's a trader because we used to travel together, because she used to live near me and we would travel together. But then she moved and now I don't travel. So I guess we're both traders to each other. I don't, we don't go to Quilt Market in Houston and the big quilt shows together like we used to because I don't go. And if we did, we wouldn't go together because we start out in very different places. So anyway, that is my Christmas Eve. I'm going to continuing on. And I'll be putting some pictures out online. Be sure to look for the newsletter that's coming and subscribe to it now. If you're not subscribed, go to debbybrownquilts.com, scroll to the bottom and click for my newsletter or email subscriber, because that will be how to sign up for my free mystery quilt, how to sign up for the 21 days to quilt top to quilted, how to sign up for color blocks 2025, etc., etc. I don't bother you with newsletters if I don't have something to tell you, and it's more about what I have to give you free or some neat things I found on the web. Louise, it was good to see you this week, and happy 2025 to you and yours as well. Mary, best wishes to you in the new year as well, 2025. I've got my eye on it. I'm not trusting it yet. I need to see the terms and conditions before I agree that I will go into 2025 because I'm now suspicious. Every year is now sus. We're not sure what's going on, but we will give it a whirl. And Terry, yes, Terry moved. And I don't travel, just a fact of life. I'm not as mobile as I would like to be, and traveling is difficult for me. So, different facts, things change in life. Gina, may we have a better 2025 full of fun and quilts and good things. So I am going to get back to some quilting. And I will see you in my newsletter later today. I will be back here again next Monday, and there'll be some more content coming out. So you follow me on social media, on all forms of social media, at Debbie Brown Quilts. So take care of yourselves, whatever that looks like. If you need to sit and be alone, have a nice cup of tea. If you need to cancel something and stay home to feed your soul, it can be a lot. December can be a lot. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other as you can. And happy quilting. I will see you again on Monday at 2:30 New York time.